A city under fire, the Beirut Airstrike. The early morning hours of November 23, 2024, brought terror to Beirut. Israeli airstrikes ripped through the city. One strike in particular left a trail of devastation. An 8-story building in a residential area lay in ruins. The human cost was immense. At least 20 people were killed. Another 66 were injured, some critically. The strike shook the city to its core. It was a stark reminder of the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. This attack, however, felt different. It struck at the heart of Beirut, a city already grappling with political and economic turmoil. The international community watched with bated breath. Would this be a turning point in the conflict? Would it lead to further escalation? The answers to these questions remained unclear. One thing was certain: the situation was highly volatile. The heart of Beirut, a target revealed. The targeted building stood in downtown Beirut. This area is densely populated. Narrow streets weave between tightly packed buildings. The impact of the airstrike was magnified by the urban landscape. The blast sent shockwaves through the surrounding neighborhood. The choice of location raised immediate concerns. Why target a civilian area? Was this a deliberate act to inflict maximum damage and terror, or was it a tragic miscalculation? These questions fueled anger and outrage amongst the Lebanese population. Adding to the confusion, Hezbollah denied any military presence in the building. They claimed it was purely residential. This claim was met with skepticism by some international observers. The true nature of the building and its occupants remained a point of contention. The strike left behind a scene of utter devastation. A massive crater marked the spot where the building once stood. The air was thick with smoke and the smell of burning debris. Rescue workers toiled tirelessly, searching for survivors amidst the rubble. A high-value target: success or failure. The Israeli military confirmed the strike. They stated their intended target was a senior Hezbollah commander. This individual, they claimed, played a key role in planning attacks against Israel. The strike, they argued, was a legitimate act of self-defense. However, the military also acknowledged the commander was not killed in the strike. This admission raised further questions about the operation. Was the intelligence flawed? Did the target escape? The lack of a clear victory declaration fueled speculation and uncertainty. The Israeli government defended the strike. They insisted it was necessary to degrade Hezbollah's capabilities. They accused Hezbollah of using civilians as human shields. This tactic, they argued, made it difficult to target military objectives without causing civilian casualties. Hezbollah, for their part, denied these accusations. They claimed Israel was deliberately targeting civilians to terrorize the Lebanese population. They vowed to retaliate for the attack, further escalating tensions in the region. Section 4, Voices of Conflict: Israel and Hezbollah respond. The Beirut airstrike drew swift condemnation from the international community. The United Nations called for restraint from both sides. They urged a de-escalation of the conflict to prevent further loss of life. The United States, a key ally of Israel, expressed concern over the civilian casualties. They called for a thorough investigation into the incident. However, they also reiterated their support for Israel's right to defend itself against attacks. U.S. Envoy Amos Hochstein, a seasoned diplomat with experience in the region, was tasked with mediating a ceasefire. His efforts faced an uphill battle. The animosity between Israel and Hezbollah ran deep. Both sides seemed determined to respond with force, risking a wider regional conflict. The situation remained precarious. The lack of trust between the warring parties made a negotiated settlement seem distant. The international community could only watch and hope for a breakthrough, knowing that each passing day brought the risk of further violence. Section 5. A region on edge: the wider Israel-Hezbollah conflict. This Beirut airstrike is not an isolated incident. It is part of a long and bloody conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. This conflict has its roots in the complex geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. Hezbollah, a powerful Shiite militant group and political party, operates primarily in Lebanon. It is backed by Iran, a staunch adversary of Israel. Hezbollah's stated goal is the destruction of Israel, which it views as an illegitimate state. Israel, for its part, sees Hezbollah as a major security threat. They accuse the group of terrorism and vow to dismantle its military infrastructure. The two sides have fought numerous wars and skirmishes over the years, resulting in countless casualties. The recent escalation in violence is deeply concerning. It threatens to plunge the region back into a full-blown war. The international community must redouble its efforts to find a peaceful solution. Failure to do so could have catastrophic consequences, not only for Israel and Lebanon but for the entire Middle East.